I think you mentioned we're getting into some more Yoko. Oh no. The famed wife of John Lennon. Some blame her for the breakup of the Beatles. Dude. We listened to Kyoko Don't Worry. I think that was the name of the track yesterday. It involved Eric Clapton, John Lennon, Ringo Starr creating like a kind of pop rock instrumental, and Yoko Ono's on top of the layering with vocals, giving kind of like a yodeling kind of wail. And I actually liked it. Don't worry, Kyoko. Mommy's only looking for a hand in the snow. Yes, that's on yesterday's Patreon request stream. Yeah, apparently yesterday's song was about her daughter being kidnapped, taken into a cult, dude, and it turned out to be a very harrowing experience, like emotionally. Musically, it wasn't the worst thing ever, dude. I liked it. John and Yoko performed with Frank and the Mothers in 1971. Wow, what? How have we not checked that out yet? Okay, so this track that we're getting into, thank you, David. Yoko Ono, Walking on Thin Ice. Apparently this was 1981. Okay. Well, looks like we have a video. All right, guys, we have a video. Let's see what we're getting into. Dudes. There's John.
Walking on thin ice, I'm paying the price for throwing the dice in the air. I must be learned it the hard way and play the game of life with your heart. I gave you my knife, you gave me my life, like a gush of wind in my hair. Why do we forget what's been said and play the game of life with our hearts?
Okay, guys, real quick first thoughts. I like this, dude. This is like a kind of new wave, quirky, poppy. It actually reminds me of a current artist. A lot of current artists, actually, but mostly Grimes. Dude, it's like pretty chill. Like, ah, new wave pop. Dude, I don't even know what to call this. I like it, though. It's a little quirky. And these sounds in the background, though. What is that, dude? Maybe guitar manipulation, whammy bar manipulation, dude. This is a lot of fun, actually. I like this. There's nothing offensive audio-wise so far. We have a long way to go, though. So let's get back into this. What do you guys think so far, dude? Yoko Ono, Walking on Thin Ice. Real quick, regardless of many reasons to hate her, you have to admire her courage. Honestly, I don't even get the hates, dude, unless you're just like really big on the Beatles and you hate the fact that they broke up. You're just like so sour and you really want a reason to blame her, dude. Or I don't even know. You want something to blame, I guess. What other reasons are there? Regardless of, she pushed boundaries for sure. Even though I do not personally like most of what she did. I understand, peaceful. Frank released a part of that performance under the name A Small Eternity with Yoko Ono. Wow, we have to keep that in mind, guys. All right, let's jump back on in.
I may cry someday, but the tears will dry whichever way.
Real quick. They look so god dang happy, don't they? They're just chilling by a... I don't know where they are right now, but this looks chill, amazing, dude. This is so lovely. This is amazing. Gosh. Uh, you're a huge Beatles fan, so you get why she's controversial. You know, John, dude, I feel like it's just people want to hate on women mostly, right? I feel like why don't they hate? Why don't they get mad at John, dude? John can make his own choices, dude. He decided it was time to get with a partner, dude. He just wanted to be happy and chill. Maybe he didn't want to work on Beatles anymore, dude. Her conceptual art was never an issue, but they used it to paint her as a weird person. Yeah, dude, dude, it feels bad. Just racist propaganda, it felt like. I think John and Yoko broke with the Beatles. Uh, yeah, but I mean, you know, maybe it was just what they wanted. So blame them both, you know? Let's get back into the song.
When our hearts return to ashes, baby, just a story. It'll be just a story. I knew a girl who tried to walk across the lake. Cause it was winter when all this was ice. That's hell of a thing to do, you know. They say the lake is as big as the ocean. I wonder if she knew about it.
Wow, dude. Yoko Ono, Walking on Thin Ice. A very cool pop song. Dude, I liked all of it. You know, there was only a little bit of maybe oddity to this one. It was mostly palatable. This was definitely more tame than the previous song. The bass was sick. Not sure who the personnel on this one are, but we can actually look that up, dude. Boom, dun, dun, dun. Oh, nice. And damn, we just straight up got to see John Lennon and Yoko Ono making love, dude. The album is the same name, Walking on Thin Ice. Let's see. The booklet includes an essay by Ono, pieces from her book Grapefruit, and quotes about her from artists such as David Bowie, Eric Clapton, and Cyndi Lauper. Okay, somebody mentioned Cyndi Lauper, dude, in the chat. Penrod says, sounds like Cyndi Lauper. Well, maybe they were influenced by each other. Friends, you know? Oh. Wow, okay, we don't get personnel on this album, on the wiki at least, so let me know if you guys know who's on this, dude. Walking on Thin Ice is the first song on the album. The screaming she is known for is more conceptual art than a musical performance. I think a lot of people don't realize that. Yeah, no, I don't think people understand it really, like, especially like people who don't even want to understand it. They're not going to. They're just gonna, yeah, call it stupid. Penrod, I believe she's on Zappa's Dungeon of Despair. Whoa, okay. Dungeon of Despair, very 80s indeed. Paul had an interesting interview where he said that the Beatles all admired avant-garde music and wanted to explore it, but only John went for it. But only John went for it? Meaning he was like a proponent of exploring avant-garde music with the Beatles. Oh, with Yoko, gotcha. So John explored avant-garde music with Yoko. Gotcha, gotcha. John, your reactions are always so genuine, and I appreciate that. Thanks, I try. All in all, Yoko is far less objectionable than John himself. Objectionable than John himself. Interesting. Is that a hot take, dude? The Beatles got very experimental, but John and Yoko went the extra mile. Wow. Well, I I'd love to explore more of your hot takes, Aloe, if you're willing to share, dude. How you feel about John Lennon, but uh, you know, I'm totally down to keep exploring. I personally do not have an opinion on that just yet, dude. I really don't know much, dude. We're still on our Beatles journey. We just started our Yoko journey. And I really don't even know the personalities, dude. I feel like I jumped to like the end with this music video of everything Beatles, dude. We straight up saw them in the most passionate lovemaking session ever. Assuming they had a film crew there, dude. What the heck? Respect, dude. You need to watch the Beatles movies. I've only seen a few, but Help is my favorite. I need to watch Help. Uh, I have uh what is that? With the Beatles? No. What is that movie we watched? We have one on Patreon that I reacted to. A Hard Day's Night. There you go. Dude, that intro to A Hard Day's Night where someone just straight up falls and just smacks their face on the ground, dude. Who was that? Was it George? Or was it Ringo that fell, dude? That was brutal. All right, we need to focus up. Thanks everybody for coming along for some Yoko Ono. I'm totally down to get into more Yoko Ono, no matter if it's harsh or loud. So we're going to continue. David, thank you so much. It was George that fell in the Hard Day's Night. Ugh, that was a rough fall. I will never forget it. Okay, well. Thank you, David. Appreciate you. Yo, going over to twitch.tv/JohnSlopReacts and leave a follow if you want to catch all these live streams where we record all these reactions, dude. And going over to patreon.com/JohnSlop to submit your favorite songs for me to listen to. And you can help support the channel as well. Appreciate ya.